wobble, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Big girl, make a bag it up, make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up, make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up, make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up, make a bag it up, bag it up. I got them shaking their boobies like congos, man. I'm shaking the city like quakes. The haters blow in the face like Gonzo, cause I'm making the cake, so let's make it. I'm taking the game, the game's mine. Yeah, I'm witness the change, it's my time. Yeah, I'm new to the game, but y'all might wanna say you whack raps, they like set the time. I can dance home, man, I'm a true slut. Yeah, I'm looking at something like a true man. A girl told me that a man that can dance might can possibly get down with the tune in his pants. Now I'm a lady, let me see you vibrate. And when it's over, you gon' need your boat. Cause I'm a pro, make you bend your back low, and a pound of real flag, and like the percolate. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. 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 Hey, big girl, make a bag it up, make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up, make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up, make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up, make a bag it up, get up. Girl, wobble it, and I'ma gobble it. I see you moving your head, go ahead, bobble it. We can cradle the bed, I'm straight racking it. The girl say, man, like the hit, go rock shit. Damn, I'm so expensive, but I can't help it, my flow ridiculous. Boy, got a gift like it gotta be Christmas. I swag on this like it gotta be gifted. The girls want cameras, and they want pictures, and they gon' frame them. See that? Let them to the bed while I'm saying my scriptures. Cause I be holy like you pray in the temple. One of me, I move with the letter of a pencil. And my won't miss you, get back kiss you. Take a damn lie, cause you got a pistol. And I don't think about it, pick her up these issues.
I have Miller, a little boy named Miller, up here with me. He's really cool. He's really... So if he's your sweet son, we have him up here. You wanna say hi? You wanna say hi? Say hi. How old are you? Tell him. 4. Are you really cool?
Yes.
Do you have blue lips?
Yes.
Yes. Are you in school?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
What's your teacher's name?
It's a camera.
Is she really cool?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, they're small.
I was like, say yes, just in case. So we got him up here. Thanks.
Hey, how's everybody doing? I said, how are you doing? You ready? All right, look at your program. We got a few chants for it. Of course, no protest would be anything without a few chants. You know a few of these. We're going to start with, when public schools are under attack, what do we do? When public schools are under attack, what do we do? When public schools are under attack, what do we do? When public schools are under attack, what do we do? Whose schools?
Our schools.
Whose schools?
Our schools.
Whose voice?
Our voice.
Whose voice?
Our voice.
Can they take it away?
No.
Can they take it away?
Hell no.
Whose schools?
Our schools.
Whose schools?
Our schools.
Can they take them away?
No.
Can they take them away?
No.
Here's my dear friend Turquoise Lejeune Parker.
Y'all give it up for Todd real quick. He did great, right? So because I have the mic, I'm going to shout out my favorite. Where's Durham? Did they come today? Wake County, did y'all come? Washington, what? All right, let's see. Robeson County, Brunswick. I saw Brunswick. All right, so y'all are gonna help me do my favorite chant in the world. But y'all gotta do this like real loud and real hype, okay?
Yeah.
Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're ready? Okay, so it's a call and response. You repeat after me. And then when we get to the end and we all say, I believe that we will win, you just keep chanting that part, okay? Everybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You're going to repeat after me real loud, real strong. I believe. I believe that. I believe that we. I believe that we will win. 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 I don't see you jumping. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Believe that we will win. That we will win. That we will win. I give them believe that we will win. All right, we're gonna do another one. Y'all ready? Y'all are amazing. Y'all must be public school supporters or something. Here we go. When public schools are under attack, what are we gonna do? Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. You got it? Here we go. When public schools are under attack, what are we gonna do? There you go. When public schools are under attack, what are we gonna do? When bus drivers are under attack, what are we gonna do? When TAs are under attack, what are we gonna do? When principals are under attack, what are we gonna do? When custodians are under attack, what are we gonna do? Whose schools? Our schools. Whose voice? Our voice. Whose vote? Our vote. Can they take it away? No. Can they take it away?
No.
Whose schools? Our schools. Whose schools? Our schools. Whose voice? Our voice. Can they take it away? No. Can they take it away?
No.
I need you to look right over here at this building and say that real loud. Whose schools? Our schools. A lot louder. I need you to mean that like your school system shut down and you are in Raleigh today. Are you ready? Whose schools? Our schools. Whose voice? Our voice. Whose vote? Our vote. Can they take it away? No. Can they take it away? No. Can they take it away? No. Tell them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Tell them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. I need y'all to give them the like finger. You know that like pointing. You pointing at them. I need you to point at that building right behind me. Here we go. Tell them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Tell them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Whose schools? Our schools. Whose voice? Our voice. Whose vote? Our vote. Can they take it away? No. Can they take it away? No. Can they take it away? No. Yeah. Amazing. for today so that we can have accurate numbers for representation, like who came today. If you have not registered for today, please text NCAE to 84693. If you have not registered for today, please text NCAE to 84693. 84693. 84693.
What was that number?
Text NCAE to 84693. 84693. And then the next thing, can everybody take out your cell phone and hold it up in the air? Hold your phone up in the air. Everybody take out your cell phone and hold it up in the air. Everybody take out your cell phone and hold it up in the air. So the following, I need you to take a selfie with the person right beside you. Take a selfie with the person right beside you. And then, after you take that selfie, yes, y'all look cute over here. Ow. After y'all take that selfie, well, you post it to your social media of choice, or send it to a loved one if you don't have it. Ow.
Come on.
Hashtag rally buddies.
And when you post it, though, I need you to put the hashtags NCAE Strong.
Oh, okay.
NCAE Strong. All Out May 1. Red for Ed. End this together. It's personal. You can choose all of those, or one of those, or some of those. No, all of them. Tamika Walker Kelly says all of them. She says all of them. NCAE Strong. It's personal. End this together. Red for Ed. All Out May 1.
Thank you.
I need it. Can you pass? Thank you.
Thanks, Miss Kelly.
You will.
I appreciate it. Is it a Sony A7 III?
Yeah.
There's an A7. I got an A7 III at home. That's mirrorless, right?
Yeah.
We are unstoppable.
Okay.
We are unstoppable. Another world is possible.
Okay. Okay. We are. Oh wait, not yet.
So guys, I just got word that you guys know a school board meeting is going on, right? So they said that they can hear you. So Turk, I think we need to do another chant so the school board inside can hear us out here for our children. What do y'all think?
We are unstoppable. Another world is possible.
You said a meeting is going on and they want us to
You got rhythm.
Hallelujah! Do it.
All right, this is a new one. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
We are unstoppable.
We are unstoppable. Another world is possible.
Another world is possible.
We are unstoppable. Another world is possible.
We are unstoppable. Another world is possible. A little louder. We are unstoppable. Another world is possible. We are unstoppable. Another world is possible. We are unstoppable. Another world is possible. Ole, 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 ole. Si se puede. Ready? Ole, 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 ole. Speed it up. Si se puede. Ole, all make mistakes. We all make mistakes.
So I wanted to show you this cool poster because this person is in that meeting and he needs to know you're out here. So, can y'all be a little louder? Use your teacher voice. Let him know we are here.
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 Do y'all think you heard that?
No.
Should we try it again?
Hell yeah.
We are here.
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 You think you got the message of, hey, we didn't want to come during spring break? You think you got it? I'm going to turn it up. I think Turk's voice is gone.
Hey, educator.
I was like, God?
God's a woman?
Do we have any bus drivers in the audience? Do we have any teacher assistants in the audience? Do we have any cafeteria workers in the audience? What?
Substitutes.
Prostitutes in the audience. Custodians in the audience. You think it's about time y'all got paid a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a commercial break before the music comes out.
Hey family! Alright, so if you need water, there is water available at the front right tent in the corner next to this DPI building. If you need water, we have plenty of water. Don't stand out here and fall out because you thirsty. Come out here and get you some water.
Good to see you. Good to see you, bud.
07?
I think, I don't know.
Which one? 5?
I've had it for a couple years. It might be 6.
But GoPro 7 came out last year.
This here's a jam for all the fellas. Try to do what those ladies tell us. Get shot down cause you're overzealous. Play hard to get females get jealous. Okay, smarty, go to a party. Girls are standing to the crowd is showing body. A chick walks by, you wish you could sex her, but you're standing on the wall like you was Poindexter. Next day's function, high class luncheon. Food is served and you're stone cold punching. Music comes on, people start to dance, but then you ate so much you nearly split your pants. A girl starts walking, guys start gawking, sits down next to you and starts talking. Says she wanna dance cause she likes the groove, so come on fatso and just bust the move. Just bust the move. You're on a mission and you're wishing someone could cure your lonely condition. Looking for love in all the wrong places. No fine girls, just ugly faces. From frustration, first inclination is to become a monk and leave the situation. But every dark tunnel has a light of hope, so don't hang yourself with a celebrity rope. New movie showing, so you're going. Could care less about the vibe you're blowing. Theater gets dark just to start the show. Then you spot a fine woman sitting in your row. She's dressed in yellow. She says hello. Come sit next to me, you fine fellow. You run over there without a second to lose. And what comes next? Hey, bust the move.
You want it, you got it. You want it, baby, you
Just bust the move.
You want it, you got it. You want it, baby, you got it.
In the city, ladies look pretty. Guys tell jokes so they can see witty. Tell a funny joke just to get some play. Then they try to make a move and she says no way. Girls are faking, goodness saking. They want a man who brings home the bacon. Got no money and you got no car and you got no woman. And there you are. Some girls are sadistic, materialistic. Looking for a man makes them opportunistic. The lion of the beach perpetrating a chance that other brother with money can be their man. So on the beach you're strolling, real high rolling. Everything you have is yours and not stolen. A girl runs up with something to prove, so don't just stand there and bust the move.
If you want it, you got it. You want it, baby, you
Just bust the move.
You want it, you got it. You want it, baby, you
Break it down for me, fellas. Harry has a brother Larry. In 5 days from now he's gonna marry. He's hoping you can make it there if you can, cause in the ceremony you'll be the best man. You say Nito, check your libido and roll to the church in your new tuxedo. The bride walks down just to start the wedding, and there's one more girl you won't be getting. So you start thinking, then you start thinking. A bridesmaid looks and thinks that you're winking. She thinks you're kinda cute, so she winks back, and now you're feeling really fun cause the girl is stacked. Reception's jumping, bass is pumping. Look at the girl and your heart starts thumping. Says she wanna dance to a different group. Now you don't want to do it, so you bust the move.
You want it, you got it. You want it, baby, you
Just bust the move.
You want it, you got it. You want it, baby, you got it.
Move it, boy. Bust.
Hey y'all. Alright, we know everybody's hot. There's a couple things we want to try to do real quick. And if you're standing over here, you're going to get real mad at me, right? If you are between me and the cameras, your signs are very beautiful. And we need you to keep them down. Right? Because part of the power of this is how we project this out to the world, right? And those cameras are telling the world what we're doing.
Hey, Brian, if they want to move like inside of the risers, they can hold them up.
Yeah, and if you want your sign up, right, because your sign is beautiful, just kind of slide this way, right? Okay, so let's do a quick roll call. We're going to get started in a second. Region 1, are you here? Oh, also, sorry. Yep, helping those folks out too. If you're over here and you're in between me and the cameras, right, also please keep your signs down. Appreciate y'all. Y'all good? Yeah. All right. Okay, so if you are Region 1 and you're out there, Region 1, where are you? That's Western North Carolina, y'all. We're gonna give you a little tutorial on how our union works. So we're broken into 7 regions, right? Region 1 is the mountains. One more time, Region 1. Region 2 is a little bit of the mountains and some Piedmont. Region 2, where are you? I guess it's called Piedmont, Foothills, I'm not that familiar. Charlotte, etc. Region 3. Right smack in the middle of the state. Region 4, where y'all? Now I'm a little particular and I gotta shout out Region 5. Alright. How about Tamika's home?
Sensational 6.
And then I'm actually from down east. I went to high school in Craven County. So Region 7, where are you? All right. Y'all are gorgeous. So a couple things real quick before we start. Y'all, we've already won a lot of things, and we're going to talk about those things in a little bit, right? We've already won a lot of things, but the main thing we need to leave here today with is 3 things, okay? How many things? 3! So the first thing is y'all are going to be better connected to each other. So let's say, let's stay connected.
Let's stay connected.
Let's stay connected.
Let's stay connected.
Okay, so there's the phone check-in, there's sign-in sheets. Anything that somebody says sign it, right? Because we got to be able to follow back up with you and keep this stuff moving. So the first thing is you're going to do what?
Sign it.
I messed you up. We're going to stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Stay connected.
All right, the second goal, right? Last year we came down here and we were raising up these demands, but we weren't asking for legislators to make hard commitments. Today we are, right? How many Senate votes do we need to pass something?
26.
That's right, 26. How many House votes do we need to pass something?
61.
So we need 26 and 61. So before you leave here today, you need to know whether your legislator is one of those 26 or one of those 61, and if they're not, what are you gonna do? You gotta go get them. We gotta organize, right? And so the second thing we gotta do is know your count. So the first thing is we're gonna stay connected. Second thing is know your count. Know your count. Raise your hand if you already know what your legislator is on these issues. Okay, that's about a quarter of us. Everybody's got to leave knowing where their people are, okay? The third thing is we've got to be organized, y'all. We've got to be organized. I know y'all see a lot of people out here, and the way that sometimes the people who don't teach history the right way teach that there's just a march and it just happened. This wasn't magic, y'all. A lot of people put in a lot of time to make this happen. And those folks, right, so, yes, absolutely. That's right. And the reason why this is going down is because there is a union. There is a union called NCAE, and that is the organization that we're out here building, okay? So at the end of this meeting, some of the folks that spent the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months doing nothing but organizing, we're gonna help y'all have organizing meetings in your county, okay? So yesterday, y'all might have saw the other day that guy Mark Johnson.
Boo!
And he was talking about, I like the teachers, but I don't like the organizers.
That's bullshit talk.
So here's the thing that he doesn't know, all right? If y'all out there, and when we say teachers, we mean educators, right? So everybody that's a bus driver, a custodian, a cafeteria worker, right? If you're an educator out here, say, I'm an educator. I'm an educator. Now, how many of y'all did something to get somebody to come here with you today? So if you came here to bring somebody with you today. If you did anything, and you know what you are? You're an organizer. That's right. That's right. And y'all, one of the biggest victories that we have is when these folks had more power, they didn't have to be scared of us, did they? No, last year when we told y'all to take personal days, y'all were like, I don't know, am I allowed to take a personal day? And we were the ones scared. Are y'all scared now? No! Are y'all scared now? No! Is anybody scared right now? No! Well, y'all aren't, but some of those folks are, right? Because y'all saw the last couple weeks, right? You saw them calling us all kinds of names, pulling out stuff they were doing in the 1950s, right? So y'all saw them pulling out names to call us. You saw them saying that there's two kinds of people. There's teachers and they're organizers. Are we gonna let them divide us between teachers and organizers? No. So y'all are out here and y'all are educators, right? Yeah. Say, I'm an educator. I'm an educator. And then tell me you're also an organizer. Say, I'm an organizer. I'm an organizer. I'm an organizer. And so what that means at the end of this thing, we gotta, I know everybody's hot. I know everybody's hungry, right? But y'all, we don't make change by things happening easy, okay? We got work to do. So at the end, I need y'all to commit that we're gonna have a meeting, okay? So if you're willing to stay and say, I'm gonna have a meeting, say, I'm gonna have a meeting. Because we need to leave here connected. All right, say with me, we need to leave here connected. We need to know our count. And we need to be organized. All right, the last thing before I hand it over, right, because I think we're getting ready to start the rally, is y'all saw them put out this proposal yesterday about 1%, 5%, 10%, right? Y'all said they want to divide us from each other, right? So if you're a teacher, are you down with bus drivers? If you're a bus driver, are you down with custodians? If you're a custodian, are you down with social workers? If you're a social worker, are you down with TAs? If you're a principal, are you down with your teachers? Are we in this together? Tell me I'm in this together. I'm in this together. All right, and at the end of this, we're gonna have a meeting? Yes. Tell me we're gonna have a meeting. I don't believe y'all, we're gonna have a meeting? All right, we'll see y'all after the rally.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, hey family! My name is Tamika Walker Kelly from Cumberland County, Region 6. Elementary music teacher, shout out to our and we are officially starting our rally today, and I am pleased to be your mistress of ceremonies today. Alright, so we are going to start off our program with our president of the North Carolina Association of Educators, Guilford County teacher, Mark Jewell.
Fired up! Fired up! All right, thank you. Each and every one of you all look like North Carolina to me. You are beautiful, and thank you for standing up for our students and standing up and rallying in massive numbers for the second year in a row for all of our educators. That means our bus drivers and custodians, teacher assistants, classroom teachers, and administrators. I am Mark Jewell, and I'm a 32nd year veteran educator in Guilford County Schools in Greensboro. And I had the very proud honor of serving as the president of the state's largest public school organization, the North Carolina Association of Educators. But before we begin today, my folks, we would like to take a moment, as you know, of the tragedy that happened last night on our state university, the University of North Carolina in Charlotte. A loss of life and a violent act was committed last night, and we know that 2 people have lost their lives and about 4 folks that are injured. So at this time, let's please take a moment of silence. I want to thank you for that. This incident is yet another example of the need for decision makers to take action to prevent dangerous weapons from reaching the hands of dangerous people. The thoughts and prayers are not enough to keep our students safe. And we call on our elected leaders now to take action to prevent the next mass shooting before it happens again. Our students need to be healthy and safe at school with proper counselors and medical attention. We know that healthy students are successful students, and we know that educators have an important role to play to further that goal. Unfortunately, we currently are well below the national standard for school nurses in our state. And a legislative report that we failed to meet our own target of 1 per 750 students. Today we have 1 nurse per 1,086 students. Some schools have a single nurse serving 6 schools at a time, and more than a quarter of our state's middle and high schools lack a full-time nurse. This is not the North Carolina that you and I know and love. Healthy kids come from healthy families, and there is no single better way of ensuring quality, affordable health care than an expansion of Medicaid. Our state is now in the minority of states who have not expanded. More than 500,000 of our fellow North Carolinians who would benefit are paying the price with their health. To those who say Medicaid is not an education issue, I say that you don't understand what education really is. Last year, our Rally for Respect was just a beginning. We had pledged to hold our elected officials accountable for prioritizing corporate tax cuts instead of our classroom. For politics ahead of our students. For selling out our communities instead of investing in them. And guess what? We did it last year. We broke the supermajority in the House. We dismantled the supermajority in the Senate. And we elected pro-public education candidates from up and down the ticket. From Murphy to Manchio, we made it clear that the voice of our educators and all of those who care about public education, we heard not only here in the streets of Raleigh, but we heard it in the ballot box. We didn't care if you were a Democrat, Republican. We cared if you valued public education.
Or independent.
We came to Raleigh to meet our goals, and we did. And we should be proud of what we've been able to accomplish. But y'all, as we well know, it just wasn't enough. We know what enough could look like. Governor Cooper has already released his budget that makes critical investments in our students, our educators, and families. There are investments, yes, in textbooks. Can you imagine that? In textbooks, supplies, school building infrastructure, significant educators, our teacher assistants and bus drivers, classroom teachers, administrators. Why did he do this? Because when he listened to us, he knew that he was listening to the voice of the experts in public education. Governor Cooper understands that embracing what is important to educators, he is embracing what is important to all of North Carolina. In his budget proposal, Governor Cooper proposed an increase for our educators as 9.1% over the next 2 years. The governor's proposal will restore additional pay for educators who hold master's degree in their instructional field. And the governor is going to ensure that educators are professionally compensated, and that means all of our school workers. See, the blueprint is already there. We have to make it a reality. Just as we've asked our legislators to address those 5 key issues last year, we're asking our legislators to concentrate on their 5 key issues this year. Number 1, provide enough psychologists, social workers, counselors, and nurses, and other professionals, and librarians. Address the living wage and the $15 minimum for all of our school personnel. Provide our pay increases of 5% for all of our administrators and teachers in the classroom. Number 3, expand Medicaid. Number 4, reinstate the retired health benefits eliminated by the General Assembly in 2017. And then number 5, restore advanced degree compensation that was stripped by this supermajority General Assembly in 2013. These 5 things will put North Carolina back on track to be a beacon of the South for public education. And once again, what is the best opportunity for our students can have? I moved here from West Virginia 20 years ago. North Carolina was a destination state for our educators then. We were a beacon in the South for public schools, and we were near the national average in educator pay and per pupil funding. We were making the right investments. Today we tell our legislators that North Carolina deserves to get back on track of investing in our strong schools, strong students, and strong communities. And we intend to make that happen this session. Now, while some of our legislators might not want to talk to you today, there is a true friend and a champion of public education who lives just down the street. This distinguished gentleman and his lovely, wonderful wife, who spends all of her time mostly in our public school classrooms and working with our kids and teachers. The governor released a budget that made critical investments in our students, more money for textbooks, supplies, technology, building infrastructure. His plan gives an average 8% raise. No teacher would get less than a 5%, and which puts us back on track to get to the national average. Key investments for our classified employees, our teacher assistants and bus drivers and custodians, to move them closer to the $15 hourly wage. And the General Assembly, though, chooses to put us behind. The governor has put forth the largest state employee pay raise in a decade. Please welcome our friend, your governor, Roy Cooper.
Carolina Public Schools. I'm grateful to see you today. Kristen and I both are, and I know that my public school teacher mom is looking down on us and smiling today. I am here today to strongly support our public school educators and to work toward making sure our children have the very best public education in the country. But I also come today with a heavy heart and an additional message. The tragic shooting at UNC Charlotte last night leaves us deeply saddened, frustrated, and angry. I was in Charlotte on the campus last night, and I'm headed right back there after this event. I know that many of you are University of North Carolina Charlotte graduates. This university produces great teachers, and I'm telling you, it is a tough time there right now. This violence is all too common in our country. It can happen anywhere, and unfortunately, it often does. We are devastated that it has happened here. As educators, you know, you often think about school safety when you walk into your schools, your classrooms, and your gymnasiums. We must work for a day when no student, no teacher, no parent is fearful for their safety at a school or anywhere else for that matter. I'm proud of the work we did when I was Attorney General and now Governor that helped our schools and law enforcement plan and train to respond to these violent events. Last night, we saw the results in action with swift, coordinated, brave response that save lives, and I am so thankful for those law enforcement officers and first responders. But now, we need to put the same type of coordination into preventing these shootings in the first place. And telling legislators that school safety is vital. And that doesn't mean putting guns with teachers in the classroom. As educators, you do so much more than just teach math and reading and science. You boost your students' self-esteem. You comfort them in time of trouble. You instill in them a sense of purpose and direction. And you are often the first line of defense for crises big and small. Educators are key to strong, safe communities, and you deserve the support in the many roles that you play. That means significantly better pay for all teachers and principals, including our veteran teachers and support staff. It means more school nurses and counselors. It means modern, safe classrooms. And it means respecting your work and treating you like the professionals that you are. We know teachers care more about outcomes than incomes. That's why we say it so much. And that's why you're here today also to push for Medicaid expansion. To make sure that families, often working families, have health care coverage that they need, including badly needed access to mental health services. More mental health coverage will help keep us healthier and safer. Every day, I want you to know this, every day I will fight for teachers and public education in our state. And when I go back after this event to the campus of UNC Charlotte this afternoon and stand in vigil with their students and faculty tonight, I will tell them that our teachers are with them. That you support them. And that they are in your prayers. Thank you for all you do. God bless our educators, and God bless the great state of North Carolina.
Y'all give our governor another round of applause. We put him in office.
For him. I didn't vote at all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue with our program. Next, representing the great county of Durham, Bell City represent, we have Christy Moore, Vice President of the North Carolina Association of Educators. Hello, educators. Come on, we can do better than that. Remember whose office is over there? We can do better than that. Hello, educators! That's what I'm talking about. So we came out here today because we need to educate some of our legislators about what needs to happen for our children. Is that correct? We know that strong communities make strong schools and even stronger students. Would you agree? When we concentrate on the needs of our students, the solutions become clear. We need to support the entire student, from their mental health, to their physical health, to their academic success. That's right. We need more school nurses. Do we have any nurses out there? No, because we need some more. We need more therapists, more counselors. We need long-term solutions for our students. We know that education is more than a test score or a report card. Children respond to everything around them, including the classroom they sit in, or the mold they sit in, or the broken sinks they sit in, or the paint peeling off the wall. They respond to the books they're taught from. Wait, if they have a book, and if it is what? Current. And all the educators in the building interact with them. All educators, teachers, cafeteria workers, custodians, teacher assistants, nurses, psychologists. We are all in this together. Now, we had a little march last year about this time, didn't we? Just a little one, right? And we showed politicians that educators are just a little bit serious about improving our public schools. But guess what, y'all? That was just the beginning. Now, we know that lawmakers are working on a budget right now, but we still have a long way to go. But that's why we are back here in this heat. When rain won't stop us, you know a little bit of sun won't stop us. Now, some of our politicians would like to tell us that, oh, North Carolinians don't think our teachers should be organizing, or they don't think our teachers should have a voice. Well, we wanted to prove them wrong, because what? They believe in data, so we're going to show them a little bit of data. Okay? So with 71% of North Carolinians supported this 1 day of action. And that was bipartisan, y'all. When North Carolinian teachers earn 64.5 cents on every dollar than other college-educated workers, that's a little bit of a problem, wouldn't you say? The wage gap is second worst in the nation. This is not the path we can continue to walk down. Do you want to keep walking down that path? No. Are you sure? Yes. Well, guess what? 69% of all North Carolinians think we need to stop walking down that path. We need to veer to the right or to the left and get back on the right track.
That's right.
Our 5-point agenda shows that there is a clear way to again make North Carolina the best place for educators and our students. The solution does not lie in accounting tricks. Because guess what? We can do math too.
That's right. That's right.
And a press conference with little slick graphics. Because guess what? Our posters are a lot better. And it didn't cost the taxpayers any money. The solution lies in real increase to education funding. And we're not just talking about our teachers. We need to make sure that all of our children are taken care of, all of our classified staff are taken care of, and everybody in public school is taken care of. Did you agree? And don't make us have to come back.
I ain't giving up for Christy Moore. Okay, family. How many senators do we need to win an issue? 26. How many? 26. How many House reps do we need to win an issue? 61. How many? 61. All right, so our first issue today is increasing our funding for our student support services. So, right now, we have 17 in the Senate. So how many more do we need? Quick math. 9. How many more do we need? 9. All right, and right now we have 50 in the House. How many more do we need? 11. How many more do we need? 11. All right, we need 9 and 11. All right, so next, coming to the stage is Simone Cadu from Durham County, school social worker, to speak on why this issue is so important. Shout out Simone.
y'all. Y'all look real good. My name is Simone Canoe, and I am a school social worker in Durham. Shout out to the Bull. This is my 4th year with DPS, and all 4 years I have worked in elementary schools. And I love working with the little ones. And I love working with the little ones. They are always wide open with their feelings, good or bad. One of my first graders was having a hard time one Friday. He was refusing to do his writing, throwing book boxes on the floor, and shouting at other kids. I spent some time talking with him about his favorite Marvel character, which is the Hulk, and about his older sister. And we eventually got around to why he was acting this way in class. He told me that he was feeling scared. He has been staying at his grandmother's house with his sister and his mom, and he tells me that he gets hurt at her house and that scary things happen there. The night before, he and a friend were outside playing, and they saw a group of men beat up a younger man. He told me about the guns people use in his neighborhood, and he told me that sometimes he thinks about dying. And I can feel my breath catch in my throat as this 6-year-old tells me he doesn't think that anyone would care if he had died. This boy's voice and his story have stuck with me, not only because no child should have to feel this way, but because I know there are so many other children's voices that go unheard. They go unheard because there is one school psychologist for every 2,083 students in North Carolina, rather than 1 to every 700, which is the recommended ratio. They go unheard because there is one school social worker for every 1,427 students. And the recommended ratio for that is 1 to every 250. There are simply not enough of us to give our kids what they desperately need. This underfunding in a state with the lowest corporate tax rate in the country, a state that has sacrificed $3 billion in revenue since 2013 in order to cut taxes for the wealthiest North Carolinians, this is more than a disservice. This is an injustice. I know that people have criticized us for organizing and coming together today. I know that people have questioned you and denied you the leave that you have earned and attempted to intimidate you. I know that you rode on a bus for 3 hours to get here, and I know that it is hot.
That's right.
And I know that sometimes you question yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Will this work? Is it worth it? My answer, our children's lives are worth everything. And we have a duty to fight for them with everything that we have. My message to the General Assembly, I am standing here today celebrating with legislators who have committed to funding student services to national standards and calling out those who have not.
That's right.
Stop privatizing our schools and prioritize funding for student services to recommended ratios. Funding this demand will get the students the support they need to be available for learning, and it will save lives.
On the issue of restoring retiree health benefits to our newest educators, we have 17 in the Senate. How many more do we need? How many more do we need? We have 50 in the House. How many more do we need? How many more do we need? All right, so we have 2 speakers on this issue today. We have Sandra Hatley, retired special educator from Catawba County. And we have Monica Smith, student from North Carolina State University.
Now, folks, they give me a script. Can you believe it? Well, I'm going to talk right off of my cuff here. All right, can you hear me now? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna be using my teacher voice along with this. All right, I have been part of NCAE since I was in high school. I taught 42 and a half years. I didn't leave because I wanted to. I left because I was tired of the paperwork. Let me tell you, my first paycheck was $343. My sister-in-law laughed at me when I told it because I was right proud of that first check. She said, "What did you go to college for?" "I make that in 2 weeks in the hosiery mill." And I said, "I don't care. I had good teachers and I had some not so good. I fight for the children. I fight for the teachers who care about the children." I can remember the first rally we ever had as NCAE in the Cow Palace. And we tore up the sacred cow of tobacco because we wanted funding for all people in schools, public schools. Folks, we fought for work days. We fought for sick pay. We fought for greater salaries, and we were making it. We were making it. And now look at all they've taken from us. And we still have people who want to be in the profession. Monica is at NC State, and what do you want me to teach?
Elementary education. 5th grade.
Woo! Honey, I love her. 2 weeks ago, in my local, we interviewed students for scholarships to become educators. We had 7 beautiful, wonderful, smart people, and they are passionate about teaching every child. And I am worried that they won't stay. Monica, are you going to stay?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay.
All right, we got a promise on that one. But we have got to get back the health care for retirees who are employed in 2021 and beyond. How dare they take away the dignity of teaching when people retire and don't have health care to supplement Social Security. That is a terrible thing. Are you with the future teachers? What are you going to ask for? Every day you want retirement benefits. Return to those teachers who are coming after all of us. Thank you, and rally on! Woo!
All right, give it up for Sandra and Monica. In order to have the future of the profession, we must honor those who came before, so give it up for them. All right, on the issue of expanding Medicaid, we have 17 in the Senate. How many more do we need? 9. How many more do we need? 9. We have 50 in the House. How many more do we need? 11. How many more do we need? 11. Y'all better talk to your reps. Gotta get these numbers up. All right, so next we have Nicole Dozier from the North Carolina Justice Center, who is going to speak about why it is critically important for us to expand Medicaid so that our students come to classrooms prepared, healthy human beings. Give it up for Nicole.
Hello, North Carolina Public Schools. How are you out there? So today I stand here as a proud graduate of a North Carolina Public Schools from high school, middle school, high school, and university. And I am the proud daughter of 2 retired school personnel folks. So what I know about teachers then is that not just teachers, but all school personnel, that they do not go into this profession because they care only about themselves. They do so because they want our children to be nurtured and to grow. And by the way, our children should be safe, whether they're in public schools, in any county in this state, whether they are in a university setting, but wherever a child goes, he should be safe. And it's not fair that children have to worry about their safety and instead of just being worried about educated. So I'm here to tell you that there is a policy that we must pass this year. It will ensure that all of our children, not just some, but all, each of our children are ready to learn when they arrive in class. That policy is what? Medicaid expansion.
Preach it, Nicole. Preach it.
There are hundreds of thousands of people in our state who do not earn enough to buy private health insurance and make too much for Medicaid. The federal government will pay 90%, let me repeat that, 90% of the cost of closing the coverage gap in our state. And our other stakeholders like health systems and insurance companies will pay the remaining 10%. This gap causes unnecessary pain. It's pain in our state and it hurts our ability to educate our children. We all know that children need adults to take care of them. That's not a question. And we know that when we deny basic health coverage to these adults, that our children suffer. And this is not only true at their homes. Many of our early childhood professionals lack health insurance coverage. And not only that, many of our adults who work part-time in our schools lack health insurance coverage. And by the way, there are parents, too many parents, who still don't have health insurance coverage. Karen, a local student, talked to us about how Medicaid changed his life. Well, I think it's time for Medicaid to change the life of his mother, too. But instead, we send children from homes where parents are maybe sick and have delayed their care. And then we send our children to daycare settings where the teachers may be sick and delaying care. And then when they start school, what do? We ask teachers to fix all the problems that we have not addressed. That's not fair. It's time to stop judging teachers and other school personnel for the issues that all of our children have to face today. It's time to start judging politicians. It is our politicians who are denying health insurance coverage to early childhood providers and to our children, early childhood educators. It's time for our politicians to stop. They are denying health insurance to part-time school personnel. And guess what? It's our politicians who are denying health insurance to parents who have to take care of their children. So some people have said to me about coming here today, you know, it'll take a miracle to convince this legislature to close the Medicaid coverage gap in this session. But I'm a believer. And so that's why I'm here to encourage you that it will take a miracle. It's because of all of you, the thousands and thousands of teachers and other school personnel and allies like you. We have gathered here today, but we have other things we could be doing to change the trajectory of our state. So thank you, our educators, our other school personnel. Your work is underappreciated and you are underpaid. So thank you for educating and defending something you should not do. Our children every day. And thank you for fighting for access to health care for everyone. so that we can send all of our children to school healthy and ready to learn.
Thank you so very much, Nicole. Thank you so much. All right, so we are almost through. We got a few more speakers. So repeat after, answer me. Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Yes. All right. So here we are on the issue of advanced degree pay. You got your master's degree? Put your hands up. You got your doctorate? Put your hands up. And you should be paid for it. Absolutely. All right, so we have 17 in the Senate. How many do we need?
9 more.
And we have 50 in the House. How many do we need?
11.
All right, so coming to the stage, we have Elizabeth Hackney, English teacher from Guilford County Page High School,
Hey
Guilford!
guys! So as she said, my name is Elizabeth Hackney, and I have been lucky enough to have the most amazing career possible. For 16 years, I've been a high school English teacher, but my career actually began years before that. As the daughter of 2, now retired, North Carolina educators, my childhood was spent in their classrooms and roaming the halls of their school buildings. To me, these buildings were full of magic. As I played school in their classrooms, lecturing my teddy bears, I imagined what would it be like to be a teacher. So now I am, and I get to make magic for my students every day. But as I've seen the world from the other side of the desk, I've learned that all is not as it should be. While I love teaching my students the bravery of Beowulf, the snark of Huck Finn, the snark of Shakespeare, and the humor of Huck Finn, my priority is always helping my young scholars grow into lifelong learners. As their teacher, I must lead by example. If I'm not pushing myself to continue to grow and learn, how can I expect them to do the same?
That's right.
North Carolina has a history of recruiting and retaining the best educators. Part of being a strong educator is staying up to date on current technologies and strategies.
That's right.
If our state truly wants highly qualified teachers, we must be supported to pursue advanced degrees. And we must be compensated for it. I received my undergraduate degree in 2002, and while that seems like just a second ago, let's think about how much has changed since 2002.
A lot.
How many cell phones have you had since 2002? With each new change and technological shift, the way we teach our students must also change. In 2009, my master's research was on this super innovative collaborative technique called blogging. It was really new in 2009, bear with me. For this project, I wanted to find a way to help my students grow as a community of writers, while finding a way to express their own voices. What started as a small project has become an integral part of our AP language classes.
Take up so much space.
Through blogs, students have worked through the hardships of high school, talked about wonderful books, and developed a place to set goals for themselves.
I got a 512 in here.
When my young scholars lost one of their classmates, they used their blog to compose poems, write through their feelings, and heal together. Often, my students use this blog as a safe place to dream and ponder the big whys. I remember several years ago, one of my students wondering, what if I could be a lawyer? And today, she serves her community as a human rights lawyer. Without master's pay, North Carolina risks losing an entire generation of future teachers. When I intern with beginning teachers, they often worry about their path in the education field. They see the current salary schedule as a dead end. If they see no goals to work towards, no opportunities for advancement, they often decide to leave and teach in other states, or worse, quit education altogether. Each time I talk to someone who has come to North Carolina to learn how to be a teacher from one of our amazing universities, my heart is broken when they tell me they plan to leave and teach in another state as soon as they graduate. As soon as they graduate. Our schools cannot lose any more teachers. Too many years of bad legislation have impacted the pool of applicants. As current teachers retire or resign, we must make sure that those in the pipeline see their future in our North Carolina schools. So I was lucky to sneak by. I was grandfathered in before the law changed, and so I get to be paid for one of my advanced degrees. My parents are proud of me. My students are proud of me. Their families are proud and respect the degrees that I have achieved. However, my government does not respect it and is not proud of me.
Fuck the government!
Should my pay be based on luck?
Someone gotta say it.
North Carolina, we can do better. To my colleagues,
Damn right.
Don't give up. Our students are worth everything.
You damn Skippy.
Thank you, Liz. All right, here we go. Whose school?
Our schools.
Whose voice?
Our voice.
Whose votes?
Our votes.
Can they take it away?
Hell no.
Can they take it away?
Hell no.
Excellent. All right, so here is the issue of our 5% pay increase for all, to include a $15 minimum wage for all of our support professionals. All right, family, we got work to do. Here we go. In the Senate, we have 17. How many more do we need?
9 more.
How many more do we need?
9.
In the House, we have 46. I know. Sit with it. We have 46. How many more do we need?
15.
How many more do we need?
15.
We need 15 for 15. All right, y'all hear that? 15 for 15. All right, so we have coming to the stage from Asheville City. Shout out Western North Carolina. We have teacher assistant Keena Proctor.
Hello out there. How are you all today? I love this sea of red. I just want you to think about something for a few minutes. Can you believe that I have been in my school longer than anyone? Can you believe that I have survived 4 principals and 6 assistant principals? But just think about it. Can you believe that this week right here, I was spit on, I got kicked, and had to chase a child around the school. But the next morning, when they came back to me for some love, I gave them all the love that they needed. Can you believe that I have taught for 26 years? But I only make $12.47. Think about that. 26 years and I only make $12.47 an hour.
The government sucks.
Can you believe that I was told, well, we can pay you your worth, but you're going to have to leave for 6 months.
Oh, hell no.
And then come back. But you're not guaranteed a job when you come back. But my question is, well, who's going to pay my bills? Who is going to pay my bills for those 6 months? Can you believe that yesterday I turned 51? But I am still living home with my parents because I cannot afford to live by myself. I have proven myself to this state for 26 years. You have proven yourself for all the years that you have educated these wonderful children. But are you paid? No. Are you worth it? Yes. I'm worth it. But let me tell you something. I don't need the $15 because I'm worth more. I have been here for 26 years. I am worth more than $15 an hour. I have grown past the $15 an hour. You have gone past your 5%. No, you're past that right now. on my own. So I got 17 little babies that I see every day. I take their problems with me when I leave, and I deal with the problems when I come back. But these are my children. But I think I am worth it. You are worth it. You are custodial. You must have doors every day. You're worth it. You are an assistant.
Hell yeah.
Noses every day. You are worth it. You are a cafeteria worker. You feed your children every day. You are worth it. You are worth it. So continue to fight. We will continue to fight this way. Y'all better give Keena some love. Y'all better give that girl some love. Are you worth it? Are we worth it? Are our kids worth it? Amen. 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 Touch and agree with somebody. Amen. All right. Amen. All right, so we are now +1 on everything in the house. You better keep doing it. You better call, you better tweet, you better text, you better email, you better knock on some doors, you better go to some people's houses. You better go to a town hall and tell your legislator that these are not 5 maybes. These are not 5, well, we might. These are 5 things we need right now. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so we have welcoming back to the North Carolina General Assembly area, because you know he couldn't come back because he might bring a whole lot of people with him. You know, just saying. So we have Reverend Barbara here today. You are going to be blessed and educated today. You're going to learn today. All right, but before that, we have Yara Allen from the Poor People's Campaign, who is going to bless us with a song today. Because you know where words fail, music speaks.
All right, y'all.
All right, so we're going to do this together, right? So I'm pretty sure they didn't think you were coming back again this year. But how about say this right here? We're back. Just like a tree planted by the water, we shall not be moved. Come on, lift your voices. We shall not be moved. That's it, over here. We shall not be moved. Oh, just like a tree planted by the water. What is it? We shall not be moved. I hear you singing behind me. Come on. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Oh, just like a tree planted by the water. We shall not be moved. How about this right here? We're fighting for our rights and we shall not be moved. We're fighting for our rights and oh, just like a tree planted by the water. We not be moved. Oh, we can lift poor people. We shall not be moved. We can lift poor people.
shall not be moved. Come on, lift your voice.
We shall not be moved.
I hear you, I hear you.
We shall not be moved.
Oh, just like a tree planted by the water, we shall not be moved.
Hello, everybody. Would you turn to your neighbor and say, this is not a fellowship. This is a fight. It is important that we understand why we're here. This looks like Moral Monday all over again. When I was in court the other day, they said they didn't want me to come, but it looks like they got a problem bigger than me. And I want to encourage you to understand that this must be more than a one-day effort. It is time to teach this legislature a lesson. Now I want you to know that you are right morally. I come from a family of educators. Poor People's Campaign in North Carolina and national. Glad to be here. Repairs of the breach. My mother is the longest living active support worker in Washington County. Her and my father helped integrate the public school system. You are right to do what you're doing morally. The founding father, John Adams, said that laws for liberal education of youth, especially of the lower class people, are so extremely wise and useful that to a humane and generous mind, no expense for this purpose would be thought too extravagant. Another writer said a good teacher can inspire hope, ignite imagination, and instill a love of learning. President Obama said that when it comes to developing the high standards we need, it is time to stop working against our teachers and work with them. If we invest in our teachers and our children, they will all succeed. Coretta Scott King said, denying funding for education is a form of political violence. And so, my friends, you are right morally to be here. But not only are you right morally to be here, you are right constitutionally to be here. Our Constitution that every one of them swore to uphold says we hold it to be self-evident that all persons are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, the enjoyment of the fruit of their own labor, and the pursuit of happiness. The Constitution says all political power is vested in and derived from the people, and it should be only used for the good of the whole. When you hurt teachers, when you deny health care, when you refuse to pay workers $15 in a union, it is against the good of the whole. Mr. President, Mr. Director, it is right for us to be here constitutionally. It also says the people have a right to assemble, to consult for the common good, and watch this, to teach their representatives, to instruct their representatives. And then it says, but secret political societies are dangerous to the liberties of a free people. In other words, you tell your neighbor, you have a right. We have a right to teach them. But it is illegal for them to meet with the lobbyists behind the doors and work against us. It's time to teach them a lesson. Article 1, Section 15 says the people have a right, not just children, but the people have a right to the privilege of education. And it is the duty of the state to guard and maintain that right. In other words, the legislature under the current majority is not guarding and not maintaining the right. So we are constitutionally right for protesting here. Section 4, Article 11, Section 4 said beneficent provision for the poor, the unfortunate, and the orphan is the first duty, not the second, third, but the first duty of a civilized state. That means when this legislature doesn't take care of children, does not care for the working poor and the poor, then they are acting uncivilized. And so we've come together here, Vicky, because it's time to teach them a lesson.
Yes.
The things they are doing is constitutionally inconsistent, morally indefensible, and economically and educationally insane. But not only are you right to be here constitutionally and right to be here morally, you're right to be here biblically. Most of these legislators claim to be Christian. But Jesus said you can talk about it and still not be about it.
Hypocrites!
Because to be a Christian or people of faith is to first focus on love and justice and care for the poor and pay people what they deserve and put children first. The Bible says it would be better for you to tie a millstone around your neck and be thrown in the uttermost parts of the sea than to offend one of our little ones. The Bible says you're to care for the sick and the stranger. Isaiah 10 says, woe unto those who legislate evil and rob the poor of their rights and make women and children their prey. Jesus said, preach good news to the poor. And all of the policies, this General Assembly under the current leadership, they have failed on all counts. And that's why I tell your neighbor, say, we have come to teach them a lesson. The leadership in this General Assembly, and my friends, it's not just about party alone. Because we have had Republicans that led this state right before. Abraham Galloway, J.W. Hood were the two black founding fathers of Lincoln Republicans in North Carolina in the 1800s. They were the ones that helped write the Constitution and guaranteed a public education for every person. Helen Edmonds of North Carolina Central University was a Republican and a great professor. Governor Holshouser was a Republican and supported great funding for education. Even President Eisenhower, who was a Republican, said education and funding it was essential to national security. The leadership of this General Assembly, Moore, Berger, and Tillis before them are not Lincoln Republicans. They are not true Republicans. They are regressive extremists that have hijacked the Republican Party.
They're fucking garbage.
This crowd, first under the leadership of Tillis,
the garbage,
and Burgers and Moore, they got into office through an election using unconstitutional gerrymandering and racist voter suppression. And let me say to the teachers, if y'all don't add that one to your fifth one, you really are not understanding the problem. All of us must be against racial gerrymandering and racist voter suppression. Because if it wasn't for those things, they wouldn't be in office in the first place. I wish I had a witness here. More people voted for a progressive vision than a regressive vision. But because of voter suppression and racist gerrymandering, that is how they got into office. Don't take my word for it, take the court's word. Court after court has proven that the Russians didn't rig the elections in North Carolina. But racist voter suppression and gerrymandering did. And because of it, look at what we have now. Let me also say that when the Democrats were in office, they too never fully complied with the Leandro decision. Oh, I come to tell the truth today.
It's a big club and you ain't in it.
They never themselves addressed resegregation and high poverty schools.
It's a big club.
They didn't give teachers what they should have either. So I say to the Democrats, if you get back in office, you better do right when you get back. about the current leadership. They have argued. They didn't have the money. They don't have the money. But any argument about not having the money is a lie. This legislature spent over $6 million of your dollars and counting to defend racist voter suppression. And they lost. I know, because the North Carolina NAACP sued them and beat them. This legislature under McCrory and Art Pope, they awarded the greed of their rich friends with unnecessary tax cuts and did not take care of the need of teachers, support staff, and those that are in need. So any claim that they don't have the money, if I was a cussing man, I'd say it, but I ain't gonna say it, it's a lie.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
The same legislators who call themselves Republican, but are really regressive extremists. It's time to teach them a lesson that when you cheat your way to get into office and lie about not having money, the money of the people, then the people will get in the courts, get in the streets, get in the ballot box, and we will fight back. Now as I close, yesterday they made a proposal meant to fool the public and to ease the protest.
That's right. Hell no.
You better watch these folks. I heard them announce some numbers saying you got this. You don't know what you got. They'll tell you they with you today. And when you're gone, they'll leave them off. That's why you're going to have to keep this up. Yesterday they put something so the media would, print it. But first of all, it's an insult for on the eve of your protest, for them to throw a little something at you, trying to shut down the protest. It's an insult to make people have to shut down school systems and get in the street for their legislatures just to turn a little bit in the right direction. The rich lobbyists don't have to get in the street. Secondly, it's a proposal. It's nothing else. Nothing has been passed. We don't know where the money may come from for a little piece. Or we don't know what schemes they are playing because you can't trust them. In one state, when the teachers marched, the regressive legislature and governors offered them a raise. But then when they got in the inside, they said it would come from the monies that supported programs for the poor. So the teachers said no, because they wanted to pit them against each other. Third, somebody say third, they proposed something for the teachers and not on the other issues. Why? Because they are trying to split this coalition and this moral fusion. They never thought they would see the day that public school teachers would also be fighting for Medicaid expansion. You hear what I'm saying? They never thought they would see the day in North Carolina that public school teachers, white and black and brown and yellow and young and gay and straight and old, would fight. Would fight for 15 and a union. But somebody shout, they are not going to play us against one another. See what they were trying to do, they're going to pay the teachers a little and really restore what they should have never taken in the first place. And that's not a raise. When you take it and then give me back what I should have had in the first place.
That's a jack.
That ain't a raise.
That's a jack.
They call that 3-card money. That ain't a raise.
Or a jack.
You got some poker players out here.
But they gave you a little bit. And then they want to pit us against us and think you're going to give up on the other demand.
Nope.
But you as teachers know, that's like a student turning in half of assignment and then running an A for it. What they're trying to do is split you. Grab your neighbor's hand and say, ain't no splitting going on here. Tell them they're all for one and one for all. And finally, since they have had a majority under Tillis first and then Berger and Moore, They have attacked teachers and public education. But not only that, the same legislature, the same group that have attacked teachers and students and support group, they have attacked the 2 million poor and working poor in this state. They've attacked the 1,000 workers who don't have 15 in a union. They have attacked the 500,000 without health insurance because of the lack of Medicaid expansion. They got in through office through racist voter suppression. But the strange thing is, even though they got in based on racist voter suppression, most of the bills that they have passed have hurt mostly white folk. They don't want you to know that either. Huh? They played the race card to get in office. But the majority of the people that don't get Medicaid expansion are white. The majority of the people that are poor are white. The majority of people working for less than 15 are white. It's an old game in the South. You play the race card to split black and white and brown people from each other, because if black and white and brown people come together, then the extremists can't win. I stopped by to say, if they are sinister enough to be together, we ought to be smart enough to stay together. And so we got to teach them a lesson. And here is the lesson. If you mess with teachers, and you mess with support staff, and those who work for less than 15 in a union, and those who have need of Medicaid expansion, you've gone too far. We must teach them a lesson. If you seek to divide us and play games with us, it'll only bring us closer together. We must teach them a lesson. If it means protesting in the street, if it means protesting in the legislature, if it means some of us going to jail, and if you don't get the lesson that way, we will organize, turn out the vote, put you on recess, and vote your hindparts out of office. Hey! Because together we will win for our teachers and our children and our support system. Together we will get 15 in a union. Together we will not only expand Medicaid, we'll get health care for all. Together we will turn North Carolina around. Together we'll somehow stay together and fight. Together we will end racist voter suppression. Together we will stick together. Together justice will roll down like righteousness. Together we will lift all North Carolinians. Together from the mountains to the coast, to the sand hills, to the Piedmont, to the Triad. Together, when we all get together, what a day, what a day, what a day.
Before we break up, because we gonna have a meeting? We gonna have a meeting? Alright, I need you to text NCAE numbers were wishy-washy. Right? You brought a red shirt. You got 18, 20 friends that had a red shirt on. We want our numbers right. Because we know they got a little math problem over here in the General Assembly. So we got to get our numbers right. All right, so we have one last speaker, y'all. This my friend. My friend from Durham. D. Ryan Prophet.
I know everybody wants to leave because Reverend Barbara already went, but y'all stick with me, right? So y'all made a promise to me at the beginning of this, right? Do y'all remember you made a promise? You said we're gonna have a meeting, right? Okay, so we're still gonna do that, y'all, because we have to leave here today. I know some of y'all have coworkers that when we did this last year said, I don't know, did we win anything? Right? How many of y'all had a coworker who said, I don't know if I want to do this, we didn't get anything? Right? Or it's not going to do any good. Right? We work in buildings with people who are so beat down, y'all, who are so hopeless, right? Who don't think that things can change. And so they do one of three things. They either quit. How many of y'all thought about quitting? All right. Or they become the cynical complainers. Y'all know those folks, right? Yes. And then there's also people who close their door and say, this is all I can do, right? It's just me and my 47 students in my class, right? So all three of those approaches make sense, but none of them change anything, y'all. What we have to do is we have to leave our classrooms, find each other, and build our union, right? Because people are saying that I'm not sure if we've won anything, right? And I gotta tell y'all, we shut down 34 school systems this year. In a state that says that it is illegal to have work stoppages. That's right. So that's kind of a victory, right?
Freedom of speech.
We also are way better organized this year than we were last year. Shout out if your county is better organized right now than you were a year ago. How many of y'all joined the union in the last year? Right? How many of y'all saw your union local get bigger in the last year? Right? And how many of y'all saw these privatizers scared over the last week? Right? Because they want to talk about Republicans and Democrats are the two kinds of people in this state. That's not true. There are two kinds of people in this state. There are privatizers, and there are people who love public schools.
Don't forget about the independents.
Right? There are Republicans that love public schools, and there are Democrats that are privatizers, right? So we gotta lay our line out, right? You're either with the schools or you're with the privatizers.
Don't forget about independents.
So we gotta get, and that's right, there's some folks that aren't either Republican or Democrat, right? But we gotta win. We gotta win everybody. So we gotta get organized. So what we need to have people do right now is y'all see folks all around who have these green shirts on, and you've gathered in counties in the building in the beginning. We've got to get people together to leave here with a plan, right? And people are in different counties. Some counties going to have a huge meeting. Some of y'all are just going to have 5 people. But this thing starts with 5 people, right? So we need y'all to go back to where you were, right, at the beginning of the rally. And we're going to have facilitators to have meetings because everybody needs to do 3 things. The first thing is stay connected. We're going to stay connected? Stay connected! Say stay connected! Stay connected! Then we're going to know our counts, right? We're going to know our count. Know our count! Are you going to know your count? Yeah! All right, and the third thing we're going to do is we're going to have a plan. You're going to know, here's what I'm going to do in 2 weeks. Here's what I'm going to do in a month. Right? So I know y'all hot. I know y'all's been a long day. We got to have...
Come on.
Man, our union's so powerful, it just shuts down microphones. So we gotta build our union, y'all. We gotta build our organization. So I'm gonna stop talking, but I'm gonna stay up near here. And when somebody has a good report from one of your meetings, when y'all come up with a plan for how you're gonna get those 11 Congress people, right, those 6 senators, when y'all come up with that plan, we're gonna have you share the plan out and we'll get people excited about what each other's doing, right? So raise your hand if you're gonna go ahead to your county meeting right now. Alright, you remember where the facilitators were? Right? Probably Region 4, you don't have to go all the way to the back. But head towards that way. Alright, so we're gonna break up, we're gonna have meetings, and we'll do a couple more things before we leave, but we'll have folks out of here by 2:45.
If you need water, please make sure you visit the tents at the front for water. Please make sure you get water. Stay hydrated, friends.